This club's about winning trophies. I'm inexperienced in a lot of those things.
3-0. Can you believe it?
Almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Football, bloody hell. But they never give in. And that's the winner.
Welcome to the American Red Devils podcast. I'm John.
I'm Alex.
And we are bringing you the best Manchester United news from this side of the pond.
Ooh, sir. How you doing? It wasn't exactly pretty. We might not have deserved it, but it is a massive 3 points. Massive 3 points to get our first win of the Premier League season for Manchester United. How you feeling?
A thriller on the South Coast, sir. It was nervy. There was downs. Lots of downs, lots of the bar, the post, Brighton coming on the attack, United bending. Lindelsoft, I'm going to call him out a little bit on this pod. Again, not a great performance, but the boys bit down on the mouthpiece. They came back, grit, determination, what you love to see. Bruno with the penalty in double stoppage time after the match was already blown. What a win for Manchester United. This is something that can galvanize the locker room. We need to kick on from here. We need to get some business done. Glazers, I'm looking at you. You goddamn scum, invest in this team. We need it. The momentum is there for the taking. Let's kick on, sir.
Absolutely. It's big. It's a big win. It's an important win because you know what? Probably didn't deserve it, but we got the win. We got the win at the death, and that's what it takes. Sometimes just to ignite a team, to light a firecracker under their ass. So United are about to kick on. We need to. The board is doing nothing. You know, all of our rivals are strengthening. The rivals above us, the rivals below us, and how they finished last year. And they're all strengthening. And we're just sitting around being like, we lost the most money. We make the most money.
No, absolutely. But the thing that you have to look at is our defense is in shambles at the back. I mean, we were just dying. Matic put in a shift. Without him, it could have been even worse. Like I said, I'm going to point fingers at Lindelof. Need a new center back. We need cover at left back. We need options. Clearly, that's where we should invest. Obviously, the sexy deal, Sancho, the Ferrari's on the table, but we're going to be dealing with these nervy games at the back. I mean, who we bring in when we're worried about shoring things up? We're bringing in Fred. You said McTominay should have come on. Bailly comes on, but again, we're just too thin at the back. Got to sell Chris Smalling. Need new defensive reinforcements. Even Rio echoed that on BT Sport right after the game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I'm the same as the next Muppet fan. I wanted Sancho. I want Sancho, but I think we need other priorities. I would sign a center back and a left back minimum as a priority in this window. Maybe a CDM. Matic's got some legs in him. He kept us in that first half, right? Just like breaking up play because it got a little. And the second half, same width, but I think his legs started to go. Pogba's legs started to go. So we need more injection, we need more players coming in, but this is a good win for the team no matter what. This is an important win. We got to play them again in a couple of days. It feels like a new rivalry because it was getting a little heated at the end. All the penalties, the VAR calls, but what a win. And it's all about the 3 points and just like moving on from here.
No, and this could have been, I'm the first one to say this could have been 5-2.
Easy.
Brighton, this could have been a blowout. From Brighton's side, the amount of shots they had, the amount of action they had, they pressed it. They played the better football. They were more dangerous in the final third than Manchester United. We had the golazo from Marcus. That was unbelievable. But if you have to say, it was a sloppy day at the office for Manchester United. But it is, you have to give the boys a break. They've been sluggish. Rashford scores that goal. Then we have some pep in our step. Then we kind of like faded. Brighton come back into it. So this team, like you said, it's only 3 games. We have a great, attacking trio, obviously, and then you put Bruno behind them. I'm confident they're going to score goals. I just have to call it out that the defense is what I'm scared about. That's what makes me nervous at Manchester United. You need options. It's a long season.
Yeah, and we don't have a lot of options up front either if we do get injuries. And at the moment, even the defense was, de facto. You probably want to start Eric Bailly. Is he ready to start? We'll find out. He's probably going to start on Wednesday. But we need options all over the pitch, to be honest. They can strengthen up front. They can strengthen the back. They can strengthen in the middle of the park. I mean, that's probably, maybe the middle of the park is the one place we're finally solid at. But you gotta add to the squad. I mean, I hate to say it, but you have to look at everybody else in the Premier League and how many players they bought. And some teams that were crying at the beginning of the window that were gonna be hurt worse than Manchester United. They are doing way more business than we are.
Oh, dude, it's clear that we're a day late, dollar short. FC, Matt Judge, Ed Woodward running the show in the transfer business. Late business to be done. 10 days, sir. October 5th, the window closes.
TikTok.
Fellaini, are we going to overpay for Fellaini on the last day? We're going to get that Eddie special?
My wife would be thrilled.
I'll tell you what.
Big Fellaini fan.
Everyone gave him smack, but that was a great. It was a great.
Fellaini.
He was a great signing. That turned out to be a good signing.
In this Premier League, this league has only gotten more physical. He's not the worst option to bring him on the 80th minute and just start manhandling people in the box. Also, he can bring the ball down in the air. Anyway, we shouldn't be going on why we need to sign Fellaini.
I know you're a Fellaini guy.
I like Fellaini.
But I'm saying Ed Woodward always leaves it late. As fans, we got to get used to it. So we got a Gallo from China last window on the last day. Who knows what's going to happen on this window, sir? It's just another interesting day in the life of a Manchester United fan hanging on at Brighton. But it feels good to win a game like that at the death. You know, Bruno, did you ever doubt him, sir? Step to the spot. Cool finish from him. He could be blamed on the tying goal, so he wanted to score that pen, and just to win in that style, the thread, the banter, it feels great as a United fan just to get 3 points. And you need to win some ugly games.
You do. And you need to win games sometimes you're outplayed in and just nick a win. And they did. This is a huge win for them because it's not about always winning and being the better side. It's sometimes just getting the result. And this is going to hopefully galvanize the boys. They know they have to be better because, look, you learn from Brighton and Palace. I know we're a little rusty. We didn't have the same tune-up everyone else did, but the league is sharp. This is like a very competitive Premier League, and teams from top to bottom, can take your lunch away. Brighton looked so dangerous today, right?
Sink or swim.
Exactly.
That is the goal. That's the motto, sir. I said we could win the title this year. That's how delusional I am as a Manchester United fan. Quick PSA for the podcast. If you like the American Red Devils, we are for fans, by fans. We believe on getting the fan perspective out there. So if you think we're a little biased, you guessed it, we are. Check out the blog, www.americanreddevils.com. We have some amazing merch, sir. We just got our new 2020-2021 scarves in stock. They're on the store. It came out great. Honestly, we have every trophy Manchester United, every major honor Manchester United has ever won on the back of the trophy. That's right. We need it these days. Drape yourself in that success of this club, the history of this club. It's rich. Enjoy it. And it came out spectacular. Shout out to Global Scarves for getting it done for us.
Greatest in English football. We won it all. Never forget those words. I know it's been a minute since our last title, and it's been a minute since our last piece of silverware, but this is still a great club. Don't let any of the noisy neighbors forget it, sir.
Yeah, but we work hard on the merch that we do, and the quality came out great. We get it straight from the UK. They're pros at doing this stuff. The trophies came out amazing. So if you're interested in getting one, you can get it at americanreddevils.com. Click on store, just in stock, sir. And if you like the pod, drop a review on iTunes. You don't want to part with some cold, hard cash for some merch. Drop 5 stars on iTunes. Shoot us a screenshot, americanreddevils@gmail.com, and we'll send you a free sticker. We've been sending out Sack Woodward stickers as well. Yes, we have Sack Woodward stickers. That's how far in we are on getting that Muppet out of this club. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, sir. Anything else? Did I miss anything?
No, sir. Just keep the pressure on the Glazers, Woodward, because we can't forget. We can't forget Ole's being left out to dry. They're not buying any players. We were talking about it. If this game went bad, the heat would be on Ole real quick.
We re-up the green and gold scarves as well
Exactly.
because those are in high demand. And just shout out to all the fans, American Red Devils. We love you guys. Social media, everything. Great community. I mean, there's no negativity. Everyone wants this club to do well, and truly the best fans in the world, sir.
They really are. No matter where you are in the globe, from Kansas to Timbuktu, man, this is the greatest club, and it's because the fans that support it. We can't get too negative. We got to, appreciate the positives. I think United are on the up. They got to turn it around, sir. This is a big win against Brighton.
I'll tell you what, they're on the up in the 98th minute. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Bruno converts that pen. Other than that, it's questionable. Yeah, that's right. We're talking about Brighton and Hove Albion, which they scored 2, Manchester United 3 at the AMEX. In the English Premier League, sir, we're playing for keeps, playing for 3 points. The lineup, Dave saves, world number 1 in net. Yep, he's back. Luke Shaw, Lindelof, Maguire, center back pairing. I'm going to say Lindell Soft. That's the new nickname. Aaron the Spider Wan-Bissaka on the right. Pogba, Matic, midfield. Rashford, Martial, Greenwood. Front three with Bruno Fernandes in the hole. Our number 10, Portuguese Magnifico. How'd you feel about that lineup? Any adjustments you would have made?
I mean, in many ways, what's not to like? This is the starting 11 that got us third place at the end of the season. The one that I might have made was I might have dropped, what's his name? Lindelof. I think Bailly was ready for a start, but I get there's a lot of games. He's probably going to start Wednesday, so makes sense. Vic, sink or swim, buddy. That's all we got.
I wanted Mach to start, was surprised to see him start. I thought Fred might get the nod given that he played against Luton Town. But, Ole rating Matic out of that too. Interesting pick from Ole. And he put in a shift in this game. He was defending, he was attacking all over the pitch. Something you expect Fred to do as well, sir. And we really, like you said, who is going to replace Matic? And can he play that many games this season? I mean, he is getting older. And that's such a crucial role for us because you got Pogba in there. You need someone doing kind of all the dirty work. Matic, the man, who replaces him? Is it McTominay? Is it Fred? I don't know yet.
Yeah, I don't know yet. I don't know if it's one of those two, but Matic, he came in today and just shows why he's so important. I think he showed his value, reminded all the United fans of how valuable he is to this team in terms of shoring up the defense at the run-in last year. But today,
that role,
he came
role,
breaking up play, just like being the enforcer. He also can like split the lines with a good pass. Fred does not quite have that yet. I don't even think he's as good of a tackler, not as good at using his body. So maybe Fred will grow into it. Maybe McTominay will, but I think you have to buy like a CDM, like an Amarte, like a straight up like bruiser that just like does this for a living. My mom just eats up, people in the midfield.
Yeah, and look, Lindelof can get away with a few if he has a guy like Matic in front, right? And so you have a bruiser CDM, builds confidence in your back line, can bail them out at times, and something that Bruno, Pogba, Rashford, Greenwood, these guys aren't going to do it, right? And so that position at Manchester United looking to be more important. You had me convinced that we needed a CDM, and I think the evidence is right before my eyes. Sir, jumping in first half, United start brightly. We had 5 minutes of crisp passing, and then things started to just fall apart. 9th minute, Trossard. Who is this guy, Trossard? We saw him as a sub when we played him in the 3-0 game. Came on, looked sharp. I said, hey, maybe we should sign this guy. I don't know. I say we should sign everyone, in my opinion, but now he's starting. He looks sharp, hits the post. I mean, this one, nervy start.
Nervy early, and I remember he came on late when we played him when we were winning 3-0, and he created the best chances of the game in the last 10 minutes for them, so he's a good player. Likes to hit the post.
21st minute, Trossard hits the post again, super threatening on the left-hand side. Again, Lindelof, where you at? 30th minute, Webster hits the post again. United looking very frail. At this point, you and me are sitting on the couch. It's 5 a.m. at this point, sir. We had a few coffees.
Earlier.
We're just looking at each other. It's that early wake-up shit match. That's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, you would think so. There was like, we'll get to it in the second half, but there was a point where you're like, this is about what I expected.
Shaping up. 33rd minute, United finally start waking up. Greenwood has a goal disallowed for Rashford being offside. This one I thought it was a little sloppy on Rashford. He could have been on. It was opening up. The break was on, and this should have been the opening goal, I think, for United.
No, that was probably the difference between Rashford being the man of the match and not, was that like he had a couple really good chances where he probably shouldn't have been offside, and he was. This was one of them. There was another one in the second half. But then, of course, he scored like absolute beast mode goal, so that corrects a lot of ills.
Hey, we didn't have to wait long until the 37th minute. Brighton breaking through with a pen.
On it goes to Lanty, who was challenged there by Bruno Fernandes, and he gives the penalty, Chris Kavanagh. Bruno Fernandes with a challenge caused by VAR, but he had to think about it first, Steve.
Yeah, I think it is. He gets in front of Fernandes, touched by Lanty. He jumps across him, of course, and he tries to pull out, but it's definitely contact on Lamptey's leg, and it's a penalty. He's on his left.
Sloppy
left
from Bruno here. Very sloppy, in my
him,
opinion.
Touched there by Lamptey, and he hits him with the right leg of Fernandes on the left leg of Lamptey. Penalty for me.
He's taking no chances. He's actually stood behind the line. Up steps Mopé. Oh, that's so cheeky. What a penalty from Mopé. The Panenka, the style, the panache, and Brighton Hove Albion have the lead.
All right, this, first I got to address Mopé or Mapai, whatever you want to call this guy. The Panenka with the crying celebration. We'll get
cheeky.
to this, son. I don't rate this guy at all.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's one thing to do the chip. There's another thing to do the. I don't know who the Wah baby's at, but if it's at us, that's a very cheeky move.
Something tells me he's not a United fan.
It doesn't look like it.
Either way, the penalty harsh. What do you make the decision for Bruno?
I mean, it was a penalty. They were the better team. They probably deserved at least one goal in the first half. So it didn't feel that bad. I was like, they were coming. The goal was coming.
Yeah, it seems to me early season, cobwebs here. Bruno, the sloppy decision, unnecessary. Not a lot in it, but definitely enough for a pen. Once the ref calls, it's got to be clear and obvious to overturn, like we'll visit in the second half. But, sir, we got back into it. Didn't have to wait long. 43rd minute.
Harry Maguire's in the 6-yard box. He fizzes it in. He's gone in. Well, I think it's been turned in by Harry Maguire. There was a sea of legs in there. He was got it back across the face of goal. And it was Harry Maguire from close range to score.
Look, I'll give that goal to Harry. Technically an own goal, but Harry Maguire, he's in there in the mix in the box always, and glad that he was able to be a part of the goal. Matic as well with a great, I'm not an assist because it was an assist to own goal, but I mean, he was alert at the back post. Great
That's
play.
an assist. That's an assist all day. Good ball from Bruno. Great little touch from Nemanja. And Harry, I mean, it might be an OG, but he did enough to push the foot of the defender and cause the goal. So whatever it takes, they weren't the better team in the first half, but getting that, that
was big.
goal
That was
going
big.
into halftime is massive.
Absolutely. 1-1 going half. What is Ole's pep talk here?
Play better. Play more urgently. Play more direct. They were pressing the shit out of United all game, and they looked like they just had more energy. Fitness probably, of course, but I would say, boys, we got to step it up. We got to play cleaner, and we got to play with more intensity.
I'll tell you what, Ole on the bench, this is like a new meme. You could take at least the start of the season, he's looking pretty unhappy with sitting there watching that first half. And I hope he's giving it to the boys. Clearly, we know what Mourinho halftime talk is now after that All or Nothing documentary. But be very interested to see what Ole's like in the locker room at 1-1. Something tells me he's not sending the hairdryer.
I don't know. Hard to say. He looked unhappy. He didn't look thrilled with the performance he was giving the boys. I hope he gets a little fired up because some of them certainly needed it.
No, he's like, I'm not angry. I'm disappointed. That's what Ole, it seems like he's like that type of guy. All right, second half, United come out a bit better, but again, things turn quickly. 47th minute, penalty to Brighton. Paul Pogba, sloppy in the box here. Ends up being overturned by VAR. You said it wasn't a penalty when we watched it. I think it is a penalty. Sir, what's your justification here?
Well, I think it's a similar vein to the one they were given at the end of the first half. I just don't think it's as clear cut. I think it was a little closer to a 50-50 ball and kind of felt like the Raheem Sterling special, which is just like kind of bundle over. I don't know. It didn't feel like a penalty to me.
Well, to me, I thought it was the ref called it a pen on the pitch. In order to overturn the ref, it has to be clear and obvious, right? So in kind of the vein of the NFL or American sports, replay has to be so obvious it's a mistake to overturn, where the call in the field is respected. If it's kind of 50-50, then they would keep the call on the field. But here you're seeing VAR. It's like new precedent. The ref going over the screen. It's a new thing this year. He overturns it. I think it's an unfair penalty if given, and I was surprised they actually overturned it. I thought we'd be screwed by VAR. It'd be 2-1 Brighton. Mapai with the double Panenka.
Well, we got lucked out. I mean, we got some VAR United today, unfortunately, this one. But I think you can see it either way, but I think it's like, I don't know, that shouldn't be a pen. They usually look at the second penalty decision. They usually look at the penalty decision.
Pogba was beat.
You usually look at the second
beat.
penalty decision, and it changes their mind a little bit after they've already given a penalty. I think the fact that he'd already given a penalty like 6 minutes earlier in the game is why you don't give that penalty.
Yeah, no, there's the human element to it. But if you see where the referee saw the sight line, Pogba is beat behind the attacker. So, look, I'll take it all day, but I was surprised this was overturned. So everyone praying to the VAR gods. Appreciate you, because it turned out pretty good today. 52nd minute, United have a nice goal disallowed for offsides. Again, Marcus Rashford offsides here, but he would come good, sir. In the 55th minute, Marcus Rashford, 1-2.
Control back there with Matic and then Bruno Fernandes, and he quickly wants to get Marcus Rashford on the run, who's managed to get goal side of Ben White. It's Rashford up there for Manchester United, and still Marcus Rashford. Oh, that's absolutely brilliant. So patient and then so clinical, and Marcus Rashford with a wonderful individual goal here to make it 2-1 to Manchester United.
Yeah, this is the real Manchester United breaking. And a wonderful goal by Marcus Rashford. As you said, he took his time, he was onside, there's no problem about that because he was in his own half, but it was just pure class. Released here, and when he's one-on-one, Ben White just has to keep him away, can't let him cut inside there.
I mean, switch to the left and finish Sir Marcus cold as ice.
Who's that? Mason Greenwood, switching from right to left like that. If there's ever a goal worthy of Telemundo, this was certainly one of them. I would love to hear the Spanish call of this one, but what a goal from Marcus, showing he's got something else in his locker. It's reminiscent of that goal he had against Palace at the end of last year, because he's showing defenders he's not just a right-footed player. He can cut back again, and that is making him a far more dangerous player.
Well, I like the fact that, Mason Green was probably flashing the left, flashing the right, and, Marcus is like, I see that, I'm coming back. And he did the similar goal. Was it against Brighton where he did the cutback?
Palace.
Palace, that's correct. Yeah, last season, similar type of goal. And you like to see this composure with Marcus Rashford because he knows he can get the defenders to just dive on the turf and finish easily. He had them all dead to rights there. I absolutely love to see that from Marcus. Red hot Rashford, 60th minute. Bruno hit the post again, fourth time. They're losing their grip. Manchester United just, yikes, absolute yikes. On the who are we going to bring on here in the 60th minute? We said McTominay, Fred. We got to shore it up. It's kind of tough when you don't have that pick because usually you're like, all right, bring Matic on, kill it, and Matic is already on. Pogba's tired.
I mean, I probably would have gotten rid of an attacker. I probably would have dropped an attacker, brought in a couple extra midfields, or a midfielder and a defender. Yeah. I would have brought in like Donny and McTominay or something.
Yeah, I think that's about. I would have thought the same way. Like it'd be nice to get Van de Beek on the pitch. He looked sharp when he did come on, so clearly he can impact the game. I don't know if I want to take an attacker off, but you can't take Bruno. So maybe put Bruno on the right, put Donny in the hole. Something, make something clever, or have them play as a 2. It's just you have to think through it a little. You could play a 4-1-4. It's like you could get clever, right?
You could, yeah. There's a lot of ways you can run with it. Obviously, the man who we thought would be the CDM straight up came in. How do you think he did?
I think in this type of job, 65th minute, Fred comes in for Pogba. He pulled a shift. Fred did it. He linked up, didn't make any mistakes. It was a tight game, and I said. The job was his to do. Now, for some reason, I don't think he's getting in the mix as much on the attacking side, which would come to something we need. We don't have that player who can come kill a game off. 76th minute, Trossard hits the bar again. Could have had a hat trick. This one was unbelievable. That was like a bar down goal. Wide open on the left-hand side. Aaron Wan-Bissaka leaving that side open or getting stretched in the wrong direction. 83rd minute, Bailly on for Greenwood. There you go. There's your attacker.
We're hanging on.
At this point, it's just like we're absolutely about to give up the goal. 90th minute, Van de Beek on for Martial. All right, here I thought we had it. Honestly, plus 5 minutes of stoppage time. I thought we could close it out. Not a problem. But, sir, in the 93rd minute.
Johan Batch with a good cross. It's all the way. Oh, he's got it in the end. Solly March has scored right at the death for Brighton, who deserves something from this game today. It's Solly March's first Premier League goal for almost 2 years, and Manchester United can't believe it. And Brighton, who have tried, have finally got the equaliser. 2-2.
Yeah, and the goal will stand, just to put Brighton supporters at ease. And that's how Solly March scores goals. He scores with his head. He's hit about 3 or 4 over the bar. They work it really well. It goes wide. Alzati plays inside.
It's absolute heartbreak here. I mean, 93rd minute, Solly March, what a name, at the back post, wide open. The man who should be marking him, I hate to say it, sir, Bruno Fernandes just let him drift and didn't do a thing in the 93rd. Look, in the 61st, Bruno doesn't need to be anywhere near there. In the 93rd, up a goal, you got to be there.
Yeah, it's not like him just rewatching this highlight. It's just like, oh my God, my day would have sucked if it ended like this.
Oh my
It's like-
God, sir. Oh,
Even
my
though knowing,
God.
like, honestly, we would have been lucky to get a point today.
My heart's
Been
sick.
lucky to get a point.
We're sitting on the couch. We get up at 4 a.m.
They know.
Why
They
is
know.
yelling
They
at us,
know.
telling
They
you're
know.
crazy? What are you doing? Why you get up? It's like, I have to get up. I have to get up.
You know why? Because we live for the next moment.
Exactly. And at my heart, I was absolutely destroyed when this goal went in, and I thought we could sneak it out. And then, Manchester United score, sir. There's a little bit of, urban legend to that.
Can Manchester United score? They always score.
They get it gets late, sir. It gets to the 96th. We got a corner, something. Bruno,
Last
save
chance,
us,
last
help us.
chance.
Oh my God.
Penalty area. It's a crowded Brighton box. It's gone in towards Maguire. Oh, he's headed off the line.
Solly
It's headed
March
off
as
the
well.
line by Solly March, who's just come up with two of the biggest headers of his life.
Wait there. Look at that. That is a penalty.
Absolutely.
That's a pen.
Well, here's the drama, because Chris Kavanagh's going to come and look at the screen here, Steve.
Yeah, well, listen, it's an easy one for him, this, isn't it, I think?
Let's bring in Peter Walton. Peter, I mean, the feeling here is he's going to give
It's
a
a
penalty
pen.
to
It's a
Manchester
pen.
United.
Well, the clue for me is the arm goes towards the ball, and therefore it's in a position where it stops the ball going forward, and should be given as a penalty kick, in my opinion.
Who is it?
What drama we've got
Who
here.
is it? Who?
Mape.
Mapai, dude.
Absolutely unbelievable. I'll tell you what, Steve, if the start to the Premier League is anything to go by and it carries on like this, we'll have one of the all-time great seasons. Goals
It's
and
gonna be
incidents
incredible,
everywhere.
isn't it? And what is Mopay thinking about there, though? What is he thinking about in the last second of the game?
What is it? It's so much fun to watch now.
It's a penalty, of course
It is a penalty, and he's given it. He has given it. Chris Kavanagh has awarded the penalty, a handball by Neil Mopay, and only seconds after. Here comes Bruno Fernandes. Manchester United, in the most dramatic of circumstances at AMEX.
Our man Bruno Fernandes from the spots are automatic. Maupai, whatever you want to say. He's crying at the end of the game after doing that crying Panenka Selly. The universe, sir, is perfect.
It is. It's a beautiful thing, and it came around full circle. United getting the win. Big 3 points. Ugly. Not deserved, but we'll take it all day because look how excited the team is. Look how pumped Bruno was when he smashed it home. You knew he wasn't doing no cheeky chip. He was just going to smash it.
So I told you that before you hit it. I was like, the footballing gods have smiled upon us. They've given us this opportunity. The VAR gods have given us this opportunity. Bruno, I thought he was going to Panenka. And I was
he's smarter than that.
like, no, he can't. If he Panenka's
too cheeky. It's too cheeky.
But either way, 3 points, a win. We trolled the troll. Maupai, absolute done and dusted. And guess what, sir? We get to see him on Wednesday, so it'd be great. It's gonna be. I think this is gonna get chippy. These Brighton players are so mad about the game. It was getting chippy at the end there.
Yep.
I think this Wednesday game, it's gonna be lit.
Can't wait. And it's a great opportunity for us to win some silverware early. I know it's just more games for us to play, but to be honest, we need minutes. The players need minutes. He'll get to rotate the squad. This is good stuff.
All right, match reaction, sir. We're going to be looking at the stats. Ooh, possession. Manchester United, 46% to Brighton's 54%. Shots, 18 to Brighton, 70 United. Shots on target, 3 to United, 5 to Brighton. Corners, 7 to Brighton. Our first corner in stoppage time. Sir, what is going on with Manchester United getting just again, almost played off the park with the Seagulls?
I mean, I can only imagine the XG for this game. It was they had 18 shots, 5 on target. They had 5 times they hit the woodwork. And then they had a couple where they just skied over real close, real dangerous. So they had a lot of really good opportunities. I mean, the only I'm not looking for excuse factory, but the only thing I can think of is we don't have the match day fitness yet. So, I mean, that's the only thing I can think, because we just look like we got outplayed by Barcelona.
Sir, the excuse factory just pumping out that we haven't had a preseason. It's like we haven't had a preseason all the time.
Sir, give me your excuse.
There is none. You need to be doing better than Brighton because you're Manchester United and you earn a lot more money. You're purchased for a lot more money. You're a red devil. They're a seagull. You put the fork in them. They're done, sir. That's how it should be every single time we go to the AMEX. We should not sweat it. Okay. You don't like that rationale? Our mascot's better than you?
It's true. There's no doubt about that.
It's a seagull, dude. You're like, how you be afraid of a seagull? I mean,
We
other
should've
than
played
like,
better. We
other
should've.
than like defecating on your car or something. Why would you be afraid of a seagull? Come on. Manchester United won each of their last 3 Premier League meetings with Brighton. All of the current top flight sides. Only against Leicester are the Red Devils on a longer current win streak. Brighton have won 1 of their 10 Premier League home games so far in 2020. They've drawn 4. They've lost 5. They did beat Arsenal in June. But I'm telling you, sir, Brighton are not good. So that's you say, hey,
They won their opener.
It was a hard-fought win, but, Brighton are not good. 1 in the last 10 at home, and we were looking like we could barely beat them. So we should be winning titles. Just a reminder, Manchester United have lost both of their opening 2 games in the Premier League season. They have not lost both of their 2 opening games in the Premier League season since the inaugural campaign, 92-93, where we lost against Sheffield United and Everton, and we went on to lift the title.
We did. So it's not about how you start. It's about how you finish. Now we got to kick on, and we got a big October. Big October.
Can't believe it. Football, bloody hell.
I mean, it is like, you have to think about it. You could lose 2, come back, win the title. Sir Alex, he did it. The man of the match. Sir, let's jump in. Man of the match for Manchester United. What do you think? The fans said Matic, then Bruno, then Rashford, then De Gea, sir. Who used your man of the match?
I had to go with Matic. It would have been Marcus if he was onside for one of those goals that got called offside. That he could have been the difference maker today. In some ways he was, but Matic, I think he kept us in that game for long periods of it. He's a warrior, and he's super important. It doesn't look like they replaced him anytime soon, bringing in backup, but he's a solid player.
I'm going to say the man of the match is the woodwork, because it denied 5 goals for Brighton. Fans voted for that as well in the comments. I'm going to steal that one. Sorry, it'd be Matic for me as well. Again, all over the pitch. He's the reason why we were able to hang on, involved in the first goal. But other than that, probably the post is the winner. Bruno, penalty. You can't shake your head at that either. But what do we know? Let's check in with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Ollie, that was ridiculously dramatic. I mean, how do you sum that up?
No, you can't sum it up at all, really. It's just emotions, drama.
Yeah, see, more drama.
See, there you go.
They were surprised as well.
Yeah, we got away with one, to be fair.
Yeah,
I have to say.
Yes, and did you think it had gone, that chance?
Yeah, I think when they drew or equalised 2 each there, you thought that's 2 points lost. Or maybe 1 point was what we deserved. I don't think we deserved more, but the character they showed deserves more. As in the reaction to the first goal, we started playing. The reaction to the second goal as well. We went straight up the end and created a corner. And that's a big thing for us compared to last season. We didn't have many games where we had too many draws. We were the team that had least defeats apart from Liverpool. But we had too many draws, so that's a big plus for us.
You were on the back foot for a great deal of the game. I mean, They hit the post. The frame of the goal was up for man of the match.
Yeah.
I think 5 times they hit the frame of the goal. It was. Were you expecting more from your side? A bit more aggression, more creativity, perhaps as well.
First of all, you have to be happy Jose is not here to measure the goalposts. They might have been a smaller goal, but of course they created too much for my liking. But they're a difficult team to play against. We tried to press, but they've got really good ball players at the back. They played really well, so we didn't really get there. And then when we were low, you can see we don't really have the legs and sharpness still. But we'll get there.
One key moment. I mean, there were so many incidents during the game.
Which one?
The penalty claim. Well, Connolly went down with the tangle of legs with Pogba.
Yeah.
That decision changed the course of the game in many respects.
Well, that was early on in the second half, so I think whatever happened there, it wouldn't have had the defining. It wouldn't be the defining moment. But for me, yes, it's in front of him. Paul is running behind him, but Paul's not attempting to get onto the lad. So for me, there's no contact there.
All right, Ole, Mr. Nice Guy, what do you think?
Well, we just had to comment the fact that he's doing the presser and like the divider with the ads on the back just fell over in the wind. I'm sorry, that's why I started giggling. So apologies.
Dude, South Coast wind does not mess around.
I mean, he's calling it like it is. I think he's protecting the players a little bit, but he's right. He's like, the legs aren't there, but we'll get there, and it's a big victory. And, he talked about the big moments and conceded too much. Ole just calling it like he sees it.
I mean, I do like the point he made about the draws. I also like the point he made that it's almost like these goals are like waking us up. For some reason, I honestly think fitness is probably an issue, but it's not the issue. That's just like coming out of the excuse factory, like you said. I honestly think it's something like mentally we're just not up for it. And I could totally understand because the focus it took to finish in third, and then like you get like 2 weeks off and then you're back in and it's like, all right, another like race for the EPL title. I just think it's almost like more of a mental issue that we have because we saw it as soon as Rashford scored that goal, we were in it. As soon as Brighton scored, we're in it. It's like Ole says, it's like, to be a title-winning team, the mentality has to be there. Game in, game out. You drop one, you're back. And that's what surprised me with this. Is you lose to a poor Crystal Palace, you got to be coming out, you got to smash Brighton. That's the mental side of it. I think that we're lacking. Whatever reason you want to put, sir, you're the excuse factory. You can chug one out for the mentality. What do you make?
I think we both work for the excuse factory part-time. I mean, there's a lot of things you could talk about, but you're right. It's the focus. It's not just the lack of legs, which we get. It's a justification to a certain extent, but there was a lack of focus. Some of the defensive errors, some of the chances they had, they just shouldn't have had, and it's a little bit of sloppiness. But at the end of the day, it's also like you made a good point. They had such a crazy rush to finish the season, finished on a high. And I hate to say it, I think this does contribute. They're seeing every other team. There's literally every other team, including like Arsenal, are buying players.
Yeah, but you're professional.
But that matters. That matters because it's like they know it's helping Ole. You need to refresh the squad. It's a big year. There's a shit ton of games. You need players. I think that does weigh on the players as well. You can obviously wait on Ole. He's like stressed. He's like, I'm not getting any help. They brought nobody in. They brought one player in, Donny van de Beek, who's going to play a lot. But other than that, it's like, see ya, bro. Good luck. 10 days left.
Mentality, sir.
10 days left.
We talk about the mentality on the pod. I understand the transfer window drama and everything, but as a professional, you got to shut it out. You got to be able to turn up. You got to win. You got to know what jersey you're wearing. You got to know who you're playing for. And you got to be dispatching Brighton confidently and then getting off the pitch. I really liked how, I really haven't seen it. When Bruno came in and we would get up 2 or 3, people get a rest. It's just such a different type it's like, they're professionals, sir. They come in, they do the job, they get off the pitch, they rest. It's like we were just like a surgeon, just perfect precision, scoring, getting the job done, getting the 3 points, on to the next one. I've never seen us do that in that type of fashion when Bruno came in since Sir Alex left, honestly. Just doing the job, getting out. Like, hey, I don't want to be in Burnley either. I don't want to go there. It's cold, Burnley. People in Burnley, it's like tough stadium to play in, but you go there, you get the points, you get back home, enjoy it. It's like we have to do that week in, week out. I just don't see that with our current mentality.
No, but that's something you develop over time through wins, through hard moments and big moments. And that's what this club is. This team is slowly building it. Ole's fostering it. There's a lot of good players in this team. And I think this is kind of like, if anything, this should kick us on. This should be a big moment for the team to be like, you didn't earn it. You got outplayed, but you got the result. Now we have to be big in October because those teams are not going to give us the chances.
We can go through the fixtures. But first, we got a hot take from Caleb, contributor to the AmericanRedDevils.com. Caleb, what did you think of the match?
What a match, guys. Did we or did we not look like a totally different United today? We played better as a team. We moved the ball. We attacked. We still had some issues defensively, but it was extremely fun to watch. Definitely a great game. Glory, glory, man, United. Let's keep it going, keep this momentum, and keep rocking.
There you go. Positive take from Caleb. What a game. I mean, I saw sometimes Crystal Palace United. I saw sometimes Project Restart United today. I think we're seeing the engine kind of
exactly. Yeah. Like fits and starts, right? You saw more of like high flying United this game than we did in Palace. Now we might have only seen it for like 20 minutes, 25 minutes. No,
I need it for 95.
No, really, we only saw it for like 25 minutes. But when we did, it looked pretty good. Marcus looks like he's stepping up another notch. So I like the positivity. Now we got to rotate and we got to cobble together a big win against the same freaking team. I do think like we're starting a rivalry with Brighton. They seem pissed.
You know what's so funny is like every match is like the next match for me is just like the most important. I rarely look down the fixture list. But when you're like, hey, we're playing Brighton Wednesday. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's right. Next match, Brighton and Hove Albion run it back versus Manchester United at the AMEX going to the South Coast. Again, sir, Wednesday, September 30th. This time, though, 11:45 a.m. Pacific, we'll be playing at night on the South Coast. Could be chilly. Brighton, we've played 7. We've won 5. We lost 2. Clearly, this last match was a riot. We first played Brighton, like we talked in the last pod, January 1909, where we won 1-0 in the FA Cup. Long history in Brighton Hove Albion. Some more history we didn't talk about last time, sir. The greatest prominence of Brighton, the Seagulls, even though they have that terrible name, that terrible mascot, was between 1979 and 1983. Yeah, I'm going to tell you how I feel.
Not a fan of a seagull? What's wrong with seagull?
Maupai, get out of here, you little crying. I hate Maupai.
Fired up.
I think the players are going to be fired up against Brighton, too.
They are.
This is good rivalry. I like it. When they played in the first division, they reached the 1983 FA Cup final, losing to Manchester United after a replay, sir.
Who else?
Just sweeping that FA Cup easy. And in the late 90s, Brighton's they had financial issues, similar owners to the Glazers probably. They fell to the 4th tier of English football, having financial difficulties, and then they narrowly avoided a relegation from the Football League to the Conference in '97. You do not want that. That's pretty much when you're. That's like almost you can't come back from that. Takeover saved the club from liquidation, and they end up climbing back, and they entered the EPL in the 16-17 season. We saw them in the championship the year before, sir. So they've definitely had this crisis. They've come back. They look to be in good form. We saw it today. They have some young players. They're playing attacking football. They're pressing. They're playing out of the back. They're a real deal, and they've proven that they've been able to stay in the English Premier League, which isn't an easy task.
No, and they seem to have people that know what they're doing at the top. They got a nice stadium. They're making some good buys. Trossard looks a player. He looked a player last time we played him. He looked a player today. So they seem to know what they're doing. They're going to want revenge, man.
Yeah, I know.
For them, an EFL Cup is a huge, huge deal. So they're going to want to, smoke United.
Okay, but here's the deal. You lose the EFL, you win I'll take the 3 points. If you would have it the other way and you say, hey, well, we're not playing the same team, first of all. Why do you play the team we played against them in the English Premier League? And then why do you play the team we're going to play against them in the EFL? Because EFL, to us this season, I don't think... it'd be nice to win, but given the tight fixture schedule, we really can't put up a number 1 team for that.
No, it can't be a priority. For me, this game has to be about players that need additional minutes before they play Spurs, or players that just need minutes in general because they're going to be subs or whatever. So I would do a lot of changes.
All right, jumping to physioroom.com, injury update, Tuanzebe. Coming back mid-October, we
need you.
We tweeted out a photo of him. He could be our savior at the back. Tuanzebe, I rate him very highly. Took Aston Villa to promotion over a year ago. Romero, he is out. No, not available. We're trying to sell him. And then Phil Jones, no return date, and there hasn't been a comment on him since July. Phil Jones, Lee Grant, not bad. What is your lineup for Brighton away?
So this is who I got. I think it's going to be Dino in net. Who else? A back line of Fosu Mensah, Bailly, Maguire, and Williams. And then a midfield of Fred McTominay and Donny van de Beek, and a front 3 of Lingard, Gallo, and Dan James.
All right, so I have a pretty similar squad to you. Hendo, Fosu, Bailly, Maguire, Williams, Fred McTominay in midfield with Van de Beek playing number 10. But I'm going to put Rashford in, Igalo, and James, because Rashford is just that extra little seasoning on the left wing that might open up Igalo. He's playing with Williams, so you might want to see how Rashford plays with B-dubs on the left. And I just think that you need one of those 3 to unlock him. I just don't think you can expect to go in there with Mata, Igalo, and James and do the business.
No, I tend to agree. It's probably a little too cheeky for me, mainly because it's are you necessarily want to start those players versus give these players a start and bring them off the bench, right? You can bring the whole crew in one slot. But I can see it either way. I do agree. You need one of the 3 amigos. You need one of either Martial, Rashford, or Greenwood to start. Greenwood's not going to start, but the other 2, one of the 2 you'd think.
I actually believe Ole will do what you did, and it might be a Lingard, a Gallo, Mata, right up front, and then he'll sub on if need be. Booking the bookies. When we played them today, Brighton were plus 400. Now they're plus 333. So the odds moving in Brighton's favor. All right, they're a contender. The draw plus 270 and Manchester United minus 128. We were minus 133 coming in. So with the odds moved, the bookies got some respect for Brighton. Everyone who took them, I mean, Brighton looks to be on the rise right now.
They certainly do. I mean, they're not a team to be underestimated. They also this is not the same Brighton team we played a couple years ago. This team's gotten better. You could tell they're playing with more confidence. Maybe I said
they sold Glenn Murray.
Yeah, they upgraded. I was like, wow, they're off the Glenn Murray train. They're off the hoofball train, Old English.
The poor man's Andy Carroll train.
Yeah, exactly. Like the Roy Hodgson move.
All right, what's your score prediction, sir?
1-0. 1-0. Galo gets the goal. Viva Galu.
I'm going to say 3-1 United win. I'm back to my Muppetry score predictions here. I did say 1-1. We won 3-2. So, I got to go back to the 3-1, sir. 3-1. United in the news. Sir, we got transfer Muppetry. We haven't even talked. Sancho, tell us everything going on. Twitter going nuts. 10 days left, sir.
All smoke, no fire. Welcome to Manchester United.
All right, our first article here, the Star and the Mirror, and Twitter generally blowing up over the fact that Ed Woodward and his PR Muppet, Neil Ashton, they have said that they will make a bid for Jadon Sancho next week. I don't know why they are telling the press.
Next week.
I don't know why they are telling the press instead of Dortmund, but they're basically telling, hey, everyone who will listen to us, tell everyone that we are going to bid for Jadon Sancho. The bid will be £75 million up front with £15 million in add-ons. Details of the add-ons unknown. But the offer is said to be Ed Woodward saying, take it or leave it. He's ringing the bell. Hear ye, hear ye. Come to the square. I'm going to tell you that this is a take it or leave it offer, Dortmund. Hear ye, hear ye.
According to until the Star and the Mirror, this is
Fabrizio didn't say a word, but this is United's side coming out.
Yep.
And saying this. I think when United rev up the PR machine, they do a pretty good job. And they're like, hey, everyone feel bad for us. We're losing money. They rev that up as well, and no one bought that. So they're like, all right, we got a bid. Something's going on at United. Who knows? They push back their earnings call till after the end of the transfer window. That is going to be interesting as well, because if they showed their finances, other clubs might have more leverage. There's a lot going on here. Jadon Sancho to Manchester United after watching Brighton, is that what we need?
Probably not. It wouldn't be my priority, to be honest. If we had that kind of money to spend on players, I want Sancho, man. I really do. But this club is broke as a joke, and I think we need a center back, a left back first, probably. Maybe a CDM. For the same money as this, you could probably get those three signings. Now, not like top bucket, right? You're not going to be able to get like Diot. I can't say his last name. The guy from RB's, light kid, really good, or like the CDM who plays.
You gotta learn how to pronounce the name.
I know.
If you're gonna talk about it on the pod,
I know. Well, he's not really that attached. Yeah, good luck. That's probably pretty close, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't have to get top bucket for everything, but you could get like a lockdown CB, an emerging CDM, right, who doesn't have to start right away, and then a Cantwell. Or Cantwell and a Tellus, dude. Tellus is still awful cheap, so it's like, I'm okay. I used to be. I know a couple of weeks ago I was Sancho, but now I'm like, there's a small ball is not the bad move. It's that we have no time though, and this club's incompetent. So it's all or nothing at this point. Take it or leave it. Take it or leave it.
I'll tell you that I didn't hear most of what you just said. You're talking about Matt Judge and Ed Woodward, like just like buying all these players and doing all these deals in like no time. It's like the way that could happen. I just don't think they're going to be smart all of a sudden.
No,
I think what they're going to do. Look, if you could get Jadon Sancho for 75 up front with 15 in add-ons, I think that's the deal to do. The question isn't whether or not we can offer that, because it sounds like Ed Woodward is in the town square. Hear ye, telling everyone we're offering that. I think is the fact whether Dortmund will accept. I have to think that if this deal is put in front of them, they would take it. I really do think that after this entire window, and I've been going back and forth, and it depends what day or what side of the bed I wake up on. I ask myself this question every day. Why does it make sense for Dortmund to sell? And you just think of how much money that is, and it's just guaranteed, and you can just bank it today. So if you can get $75 million cash today for Jadon Sancho. That is an insane amount of money for any footballer if you were to think about it. And he's young. He hasn't reached his full potential, so he could be another Harry Maguire. I mean, this is a lot of money. Clubs might not be offering this in a year. Coronavirus could, ravage football even longer. There is a risk to it. So it's kind of one of those things where you could say it's easy to say no until you have that. Like, you can say yes and literally get that much money. And I think Dortmund might look at that and be like, hey, this gives us a lot of leverage maybe over the next year. And that's a lot of money.
It's a lot of dry powder. It's a lot of dry powder for a club that likes to do what they do and just like buy up, emerging talents all over Europe, which they're going to keep doing. I don't think this will get accepted for this. I think you have to do more, like, guaranteed. I think it's got to be at least more than Pogba.
We're talking pounds, though.
I know we are. And the pound is slid, right? So it used to be 100. Okay, I think that you're going to do a full valuation, sir, if you're going to do it guaranteed. Whether or not it's paid in installments is another thing, but I don't see them going for below the 120 million euro quote, which is now 111 million pounds because the pound is slid.
But look, I'm just looking up 75 million pounds in euros, and it is 82 million euros. It's
not enough.
It's 90. It's like they want 100.
They want 120. They want one. That's quite a discount.
But look, this is the question. So as fans, we don't know. So I'm going to say, I'm surprised Manchester United can't offer 75 million up front. There were some rumors they took down some more debt. So if they did, this could be doable. It's quite a bit of cash to splash out in coronavirus. It would be the record signing of the summer. And I think they just need Sancho to just... Ole wants him. So, I don't know if Ole's right to just want Sancho this much, but if this money is up for grabs, it's all up front. Now, if you told me 30, 30, and 30 over 3 years, clearly they would say no. But 75 million up front in this environment for Jadon Sancho, I don't even know if they need him. If you look at Dortmund, they're not in the business of winning titles, not in the business of winning Champions Leagues. If you look at their team, they're basically a selling club, and this is a lot of money. So, easy to say no, but the future is uncertain given the UK coronavirus. They don't know when fans are going to come back, and this is a lot of money. So I think it 60-40, I think they take it right now.
I mean, you would think they're a selling club, but then now they have enough money, you would think, and good players. Their squad is solid. They got Haaland, Sancho. I mean, they could be competing with top in Europe soon if they don't lose all their players, but likely thing is they will. I think we have to do better. I think we have to do more than 75 million pounds to get the deal done. But we will see.
This is here you take it or leave it. We're not bidding anything else. And look, Ed Woodward, this is his strategy. This is he knew it would always come down in the final week. He knew it would be a take it or leave it offer, and he knew it would have to risk the entire transfer window on this deal pretty much.
Yep.
Now, rumors are we're interested in Adama as well. We're trying to use the smoke factor, looking at other winger options. So Dortmund might say, hey, United might not be interested in this player. Then is it guaranteed that Real Madrid is going to be interested in him in a year? And then is it 2 years? And then, what happens? I just think deals like this don't come around. This type of check doesn't come around that often. Kai Havertz didn't even get this type of money. And so I just think that in this environment, this is top dollar. So if Dortmund say no, that's a ballsy move on their end.
It would be, but they think by the time next summer comes around, maybe January, COVID will hit football and make it worse in the near term. But they're banking that football is going to be this global entity that's going to only continue to gain more and more cash.
The valuations will continue to go down if fans are not in
near
stadiums
term,
this
but
year.
long term, he's going to be worth over 100
But they
million.
only have 3 years. So this season, fans coming back in any real capacity, if you think about it, if the season's over in May, is not guaranteed at all. So football teams are going to lose more money, which means their ability to pay in the next year is going to go down.
Correct.
So next summer will be technically worse than this summer because all clubs will have lost more money. So valuations could go down next summer. And then you need a big rebound after everyone's licking their wounds in another year. And that's already year 2, and Sancho's deal is done year 3. So if you thought about it from the macro perspective, it's not a guarantee that Real Madrid is going to knock on your door like I had once thought next summer for 150. So this type of deal, this is brinksmanship, sir. This is this is it's happening. We're gonna see it. We're gonna ride that wave. And Sancho might be wearing red, and he might not. And it's literally a coin flip. So I said it couldn't be done. This type of offer, I think it could be done, but Dortmund's got to bite the bullet, and they're going to have to look weak because they set a number, they say he's not for sale, and if they take a discount deal, that's I don't know how.
Which is why I don't think they're going to do it, because they flush, dude. They have tons of cash. I know they're going to miss out on match day revenue like everybody is, but they've been selling players. They got plenty of money.
All right. I think that covers the Sancho Muppetry from all angles. It's everything. Our window is on the line, so we'll see. Sir, tell us about Telles.
Tell us about Telles. What do you need to know? United agreed terms. United knows the player wants to come to United. The agent said the player wants to come. The player wants to come. His Porto he wants to leave.
Begging to
this
come.
Is basically just Manchester United just being incompetent, right? This deal should be done in a minute. He is a 27-year-old left back with a year left on his contract who they want 18 million pounds. We want to give 12, bro. It's like, but we're trying to sell Smalling for 18 million pounds. He's 30. So it's just like, this is a good fee. Just get it done, move on, and get him into the squad. And instead, they probably won't do this unless we miss out on Sancho. And they might do the last day.
18 is...
It's nothing.
No, he only has a year left on the deal. So, you only have the year left on the deal. That's when you can pip a player for cheap. Now, how much is Telles worth if he had a 3-4 year deal? At this point, probably 30 to 40. 1 year deal, probably 15 higher teens. So 17, 16 and an add-on, get it done. That's the one thing I don't like about United, and obviously there's plenty of things I don't like about Judge and Woodward. It's just the absolutes, we are not paying anything more than 12. It's just no, just get a deal done. We're dying.
Right. Just get a deal done.
We need cover. There's a deal to be done. You go down, you sit with them, you can negotiate it. Everyone would be happy. They could get paid, they get a little discount, and it's easy. We bid 11 million initially to Porto. So we're playing games. We're linked to a lot of left backs now. It's getting to that Agalo status where it's we got a list, and it's down the list. Keep going down the list.
But this is a good pickup. It's we drag our feet some more, and Wolves will pick them up. Another team will pick them up. It's United. It's United under this reign, under this management team through and through. This is typical Woody and Judge, dunce heads, just futzing around. This deal should get done right away. 3 days, you get the deal done, move on. And instead, we're still talking about it.
It's the opportunity cost of all the nonsense that comes with their insane low bids. They're just insane posturing in the press. It's just come on. Speaking of insane posturing, Roma prepare second Chris Smalling bid as Manchester United asked for 18 million. Sir, the first bid of 11 million was rejected by Manchester United. What do you make of it? Roma wants 11, we want 18. Again, far apart, being very steadfast in our belief. Inter Milan are apparently shopping around because Skriniar might move to Tottenham.
Goodbye for them.
Is Chris Smalling worth 18 million?
Yes, of course he is, because he's a solid defender, especially in Italy. He's 30. He's got he's got plenty left, bro. He doesn't drink alcohol, drinks milk, vegan. He's got plenty left in the tank.
I said 50. I think he's 15.
Dude, if this is basically your Telles deal, right? We're trying to get the money to 18 so we can pay 18 for Telles and move on. Because otherwise we're we got 11. We'll give you 11. Here, they'll give us 11 for Small. We'll give you 11 for Telles. It's basically we got no cash, and this is your left back deal.
Yeah, I literally think you're right.
Dollar for dollar.
It's literally hey, pay us more so we can pay for Telles.
Exactly.
Because we can't keep just losing money because we're just giving away cash to all the clubs in Europe. I hope Chris Smalling goes. He's I think he serviced United well. Wants to go in Roma. He's training on his own, so it's not like he's going to come into United. United don't want him. Ole doesn't want him. And it's up to Woody to get the deal done. And with all these loose threads, Telles, Smalling, Romero, it's getting late and it's just not going to come together well. We're just going to have so many players on our books. We have a lot of wages. Woodward, he should not be sleeping at this point. This should be almost round the clock work. The loose ends we have, and that doesn't really work well unless you have everything done except for Sancho coming in this last week. Having all this going on simultaneously, it can't be good. Can't be good for business.
No, they never expected to get a lot of transfers done, right? They're we'll get maybe 2, 3 if we're lucky. They're not trying to be we need 4 or 5 players in, even if it's a mix of expensive players, younger players. It's just they're Look at deals done. This is not the priority, dude. The priority is like keeping the Glazers dumb, fat, and rich, right? Just like keeping them happy. They don't give a shit about the club, about United. They just care about like keeping the money train rolling. And they know that they got to feed some chum to the fans because the fans will literally burn the mother down if they get no more transfers done between now and the end of the window, which is very possible. We're going to be, who's that guy in Bournemouth, bro? Who's that kid?
Don't worry.
Who's that kid? Josh Brooks?
Yeah. Also, I want to, quick side tangent here, sir. De Gea deserves some credit for the game. I don't think we said Dave saves that much. He played a good game, him and Dean Henderson fighting, so maybe that looks to be doing well, but he did have a big save there that we didn't talk about in the match. And I think De Gea deserves like tip of the cap. A lot of people coming for De Gea, and to see the Spaniard playing well. I like De Gea a lot. World number 1 in my opinion. And glad to see he's kind of like batting down the hatches.
No, that's great. And I think, we talked about this a lot about bringing in Dino, whether it was the right move, but it's going to put a fire under his ass. And I think you're starting to see that. I love like when he saved the penalty and he was clapping. That's just like, it's good to see a little bit of that cheekiness come back because he knows whether it's good or bad. There's a target on his back and he's got to play better. So good for him stepping up. He did play well today.
Screaming at the defenders, too.
I love it.
Like animated De Gea. I like it. Next article here. Rio Ferdinand slams slow and cumbersome Manchester United center backs and insists club must strengthen in defense because Jadon Sancho won't solve their fundamental problems, sir. Rio on BT Sport just saying, we need to save the defense. We have to save the defense. And, we are all talking about Jadon Sancho. So are we Muppets?
Well,
I think we are.
We are Muppets. Of course we're Muppets. Number 1 Muppets over here. We talked about this, like, go through the pods. Like, we've changed, like, the wind blows. Depends on what bed you wake up on, what side of the bed you wake up of. It's so true. I can see the other way. I get why they're doing Sancho. I think it's more of like a United move currently, but I also see, I made fun of you for small ball a month ago, but it actually probably was a smart move. Cobble together 3-4 signings because you need it. You need the legs. Sancho gets hurt. You're like, oh crap,
Sir, my heart tells me I want Sancho. My mind tells me we need defenders.
Right.
It's just that's the push and the pull, the reasonable versus the Muppet. It's like in me, it's just Sancho holding that jersey, number 7, Manchester United. How could you lose? Seen this movie before.
What could go wrong?
Di Maria.
Oh my God! Pull out the piano. I know it's
Sanchez. Come on. I mean, we go down the list. Falcao. Gonna save. Oh, Falcao coming to United. We're going to save all our problems. And then it doesn't. And maybe we just need boring signings at the back. Tell us
exactly
another center back. It's like, can't believe we let Gabriel go to Arsenal. That one we missed out on. Great defender, young, cheap Eddie. He's cheap.
And the one who's going to City, the Ruben Diaz from Benfica, is a hell of a player. Another one that was recommended by my, some crazy people I met in Portugal.
Great pronunciation, by the way.
Thank you, sir. But he's a top player, and he's going. They're buying 2 center backs. We can't buy 1. It's insane. They buy 2 center backs a year. It's like crazy.
Fan questions. Let's jump into the Twitterverse. I'm sure it's going to be spicy. We've been positive on the pod, but I know that game was not too enjoyable. At Charlie_Ferris, quote, we used up all of our luck in that one. Brighton far better. Still lots of work to do. Don't get why Fred came on instead of Donny. But at the end of the day, got 3 desperately needed points. Wednesday should be interesting. Sir, what do you make of Charlie?
Charlie's spot on, dude. I mean, he gets everything right. We didn't do enough. Probably had some luck on our side. A lot of people questioning the Fred sub. But we kick on Wednesday. It's going to be, I've never seen a back-to-back like this with a game that ended in the first stage so interestingly. But, hey, it was something.
No, absolutely unbelievable match at Bohan Boy for life. Quote, I'll take that win. Those are the types of matches you have to win if you want a fighting chance in the league. However, United still look in preseason form. That needs to improve fast from our boy Devin. I think that's a great take. It's like you got to take the ugly wins and hopefully we can get in better form. Like we saw the Ferrari kind of stopping a little bit.
I like that analogy. Devin gets it. It's true. It's like you go through the history book, especially the days I've watched United, Fergie, at least once or twice a season, he had games like this where like they got outplayed and they nick performance and nick a win, and it's huge, and it's just like you need them. They cobbled them together. You don't deserve it, but you take it because it's all about the results.
Absolutely, sir. We're going to go to Instagram here for fan comment. Touche on Instagram. Quote, this is going to be a 3-hour podcast.
Yeah. If it was, I think we'd be filing the divorce papers. You know, the wife's would be like, what? Sorry.
I'll tell you what, I could go all day. This guy reins me in. I
can go for like 2-3 hours. I keep it just try to give it like 60 to 90 minutes.
He tells me to shut up during the match. He's like,
"Are you gonna be a pod? Just John, just going."
He's like, "We have a podcast, or you shouldn't be talking."
Save for the pod.
Save for the pod. Well, Instagram looks a little salty here. This is a hot take.
Okay.
Irvine 38. Dog shit performance from the lads. Paul P. couldn't connect a pass to save his life, and Bruno stuck in quicksand on Brighton's equalizer, subbing one another, center back, and parking the bus only to concede a goal. We are in big trouble this year if we can't get some defensive signings in before the window closes. Hashtag Glazers out. Is he wrong?
No, of course he's not wrong. But you have to also acknowledge the things that Bruno did well this game. But we have frail the back. We need to shore it up. Big Eric Bailly. If he can stay fit, which you probably can't assume. Twan Zabi can get fit, which you probably can't assume. What are they doing not buying a center back, sir?
Yeah, exactly. At Dave Pause on Twitter, quote, emotionally drained, shite for 45 minutes, very average for 45 minutes, but 3 points. Don't know whether to laugh or cry. I think you just got to laugh because Maupai did that little crying emoji there, and then we got him at the end, trolled the troll. Sir, you love to see things like that. Karma feels good. At Ike_Yagola, quote, happy we won. Hell yeah. The manner in which we won. Damn right. But oh my, United is really a poor footballing side. At the moment, who knows what it is, but I do know, sir, after our next couple of fixtures, we will know if we are a poor footballing side because the preseason argument's going to go away, and we have some top teams we got to deal with, including Spurs at the weekend. What a match. The greatest troll in all of English football. Measuring goals, sir, in the Europa League. You love to see how crap that pitch looks like in Estonia or wherever they are. Jose Mourinho, Europa League. You love to see it.
Legend. They brought him in just to win the Europa League. I'm sure of it. I hate to say it. I slated Daniel Levy this summer because he does look like an idiot on that show. But they are back with their manager. They're gonna buy Skinner from Inter. He's a hell of a center back. Someone that we were attracted to when Mourinho was our coach. Brought in Bale, Reguilon. They brought in, who's that, Doherty. It's like they're making signings.
No, it's good.
We're not making any signings.
Sorry, I forgot they had Bale until you just mentioned it.
Hey.
Look, the lineup here, and this is kind of what we were talking about during the match, and you told me to shut up. Tottenham, Newcastle, Chelsea, Arsenal, Everton. Those 5 games are going to tell us. Like, we will know, like, literally, if we're out of the title race.
By the end of October.
Or we'll know if we're, like, a real footballing side, and last year wasn't a fluke, and that Bruno's the man, and we can do it again, and we're hitting our stride. Now, we don't need to completely like kill every single game. You need like a point at Tottenham.
10 points.
You need to beat Newcastle. You need to win either Chelsea or the Arsenal match, right? So you need to see United kind of getting in the fight, maybe losing one, coming back. It's a tough test, that set of fixtures. There is an international break in the middle of it. So after Tottenham, we go on break before Newcastle, and you kind of have that run in. But I'll say after November 7th, we'll know how the season is going to go. Something tells me, like I think you said it, long season.
It's a long season. It
feels like it.
And even October, right? We'll be end of October. It could go bad. It could go good. But we shouldn't be freaking out because really, what did the GOAT say is you wait until Christmas. You get through the holidays, then we start talking. But
exactly.
The Muppets on the pod, that's going to be really enlightening. October is a huge month for us. Big tests. A lot of teams, even Newcastle will give you a test.
At Burkett Mets on Twitter, quote, the best teams win when they're not at their best, but man, it's been a long time since we've been at our best. Additionally, I can't remember a single attack on the right-hand side. Need Sancho. That is a good argument. Greenwood comes centrally. The right side, if you look at the average positioning for Manchester United, we're not as balanced as Sancho would provide. Also think he'd open up things for Aaron Wan-Bissaka, who's improving going forward. So it just doesn't make Lindelof any better.
Well, he's been improving going forward. I think he's certainly on the list of people that are suffering from a lack of match day fitness. He just doesn't look his like vintage AWB to start the season. So Just like probably same with Pogba, same with Bruno, same with Martial. It's like they all just need more minutes, more time. They'll get going.
At Nurani Zulfi on Twitter, quote, unpopular opinion here, but Bruno did not have a very good game, apart from the through ball to Rashford and the penalty. I mean, that was a hell of a ball he hit to Rashford for that goal. He easily had his worst game in a United shirt. He needs to shake this off because the team feeds off his energy. I mean, a goal and assist, that I would have said exactly what you said if he didn't score the penalty. And it's almost like that makes up for a bad game because there is a lot of pressure on the spot there. And he is automatic.
Smashed it. That's a huge goal, and I would agree. But you redeem yourself with a goal like that in the 98th minute.
I mean, also, he just had a kid. So, I mean, you mentioned his injury there, Zulfi. That's part of it. I mean, Bruno Fernandes, though he's staying in a hotel, I mean, he's got to be at home. Baby's crying all night. I'm sure he's like having a new kid is exhausting, and then showing up. Clearly, no, sir.
No excuses.
Excuse factory.
He has
a new kid. Just like look at
the bullshit factory, baby, working overtime,
cranking that. Excuse.
Like the Neil Ashton.
Sir, non-biased excuses over here. At Tzolski on Twitter. I can't believe we got 3 points. I'll take it though. Woodwork was stellar in the goal for us. Shout out to the Woodwork. Defense is still in shambles. One has to wonder if they ever practice defending. Sack Woodward, Lasers out. One thing that Rio Ferdinand says, they're just too easy to open up. We're all going back. We are just, it's there for the taking. Crystal Palace, shaky. Like Brighton, shaky. What is City going to look like? What is Gareth Bale going to look like? And I know I'm talking about Gareth Bale. He is good. That is going to be a big Tottenham, Manchester United at the weekend, sir. We live for those big matches. We've gotten the rub on Tottenham recently. It's going to be a good test. It's a test. It's a good test.
It's a good test. We got to get into form. We're playing our way into form. I think another good win at Brighton again on Wednesday, and then you got to beat Spurs.
All right, last tweet here at Rolling Deep 1995, quote, holy shit, has there ever been a game where the full-time whistle has been reversed? That was the first English Premier League history where the game has been called and the referee went back and corrected the record. Scrappy win, but still better than a draw. Hot take. Maybe Martial is not as good as we think he is. Sorry, scored 1 in his last 6 games. I think that's the stat. He hasn't been off the mark. You got to give him time. He strikes me as type like a Rooney guy where he needs that mean mugging edge. So you need to bench him every once in a while to piss him off to get the best out of him. He looked off. His touch was off. I'm not going to get bothered by it, but if he's our man, number 9, and if he can't do it in the next 5 games, then something's off.
No, I agree. That's going to be the test for everybody. What are you telling me by the end of October? Because right now, Paul doesn't look that great.
Yeah.
I mean, he doesn't look great. Rashford, I think, finally turned up today, but even him, he was offside way more than he would, I'm sure, like to be in a normal showing. So everyone's going to get a little, and Bruno, right? It was uncharacteristically sloppy day for him, but Bruno stepped up in the big moments. And that's what we're going to see, hopefully see from Tony. I think he showed this consistency. Now it's just getting into form. If he's showing like a shit touch, Lukaku touch in a couple of weeks, then we can talk. But I think this is just match day fitness.
I'll tell you what, 3 points, wind at our sails, sir. It's always a great feeling.
It's going to be a great weekend,
wind
sir.
Under
it's
our
going to be a
wings.
great weekend, sir.
I just feel like I'm floating through the weekend.
We're flying, baby. We're
just
flying.
Enjoying it. All the smack talk from the Chelsea fans, the Everton fans on the thread, telling us how terrible United was. What a game. What a thriller. What a club, sir. Man, Chester United, I love this club. The ups and the downs. Even when you're fighting against Brighton, sir, it's great to win.
Sir, I want to make your mood better. Chelsea's losing at the moment to West Brom. Woo! It's early. It's very early. It's 10th minute, but I love that. Can't wait to watch them lose.
Sir, and to start the day early on Saturday, I mean, I didn't sleep too well last night. What about yourself?
I slept all right. I'm going to sleep a lot better. I'm going to sleep a lot better tonight after winning. I'll tell you what. We're
tired. We're over-caffeinated. Pod never sleeps. It's been real. We appreciate everyone who listens. American Red Devils for fans, by fans. The scarf, sir. 2021, the scarf. The greatest in English football. We won it all. Got all the trophies on it. It's available in the American Red Devils store. You go to our website, www.americanreddevils.com. Click on store. Also got some great fan contributors on our blog. So you're the editor-in-chief. If you want to contribute, we love having fans write their perspective about this great club. That is what this platform is about. If you want to contribute, email us, americanreddevils@gmail.com. We'd love to have you write a guest post, be a regular contributor, anything in between. We just like representing the fan view, the biased view on the couch. Hoping for that penalty in 98th minute.
All day, baby. Live for that stuff. And like we said, we're still giving out free stickers. If you write a review, send in a 5-star review at americanreddevils@gmail. It goes a long way. We'll get you a sticker.
iTunes review, right? It's iTunes. That's how we're found. The survey showed it. 5 stars goes a long way. You guys have stepped up big on the reviews. Please, that goes a long way for us getting found organically on iTunes.
Absolutely. So all the American Red Devils and Manchester United fans around the world, we're just getting started.
Enjoy the weekend.
Enjoy it. Don't worry about the transfers and lack thereof. Enjoy it.
No, absolutely. Everybody have a dark ale. Enjoy the weekend. 3 points. Talk smack to your Chelsea fans.
Enjoy it all day.
Tell Chelsea friends, not fans. I hate Chelsea fans.
You're the worst. Top download, sir. Should we go through the list?
Absolutely.
Number 1, how you doing? How you doing? London, Canada, not London, UK. Number 1, top of the list. Appreciate it. Number 2, Nashville, Tennessee. Number 3, Columbus, Ohio, sir. Keep us going.
Dublin, Ireland, have a dark ale, sir. We're a big fan of Guinness. Shout out to Dublin, East Lansing, Michigan, Dallas, Texas, Brooklyn, New York. Finish us off.
Indianola, Iowa. Check it out. Lee Summit, Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. We're going to keep going. Santa Ana, California. Oslo, Norway. Chicago, Illinois. Drammen, Norway. Sir, I like to see it. Great.
Camden Town, United Kingdom. New York, down the list. New York, LA. Step up your game. Come on. Those are big cities, big popular urban areas where football is watched in many bars, but probably not these days, unfortunately. Sir, I'll tell you what. The sparring on the text thread with the Chelsea fans is like, it's a good friend of mine. And I said, hey, I'm going to just talk smack relentlessly at your club because, he's a Russian crook.
Chelsea
took his money from Putin. You're supporting like blood money. It's terrible. It's a shame. It's a sham organization. There's no culture. There's no nothing. And he like gets personally offended. And I'm like, I like you, just hate your club. It's just one of those things. And he's never going to convince me.
You take it personally.
Kai Havertz is amazing because he scored a hat trick against like a championship, one of the worst teams in the championship. Like everyone tweeting about Kai Havertz scoring a hattie. It's like easy, buddy.
Let them have Kai
Easy,
Havertz.
buddy.
We got Bruno Fernandes, and don't worry about Chelsea, baby, because they're just. Sir, we talk about it. We probably can't tell us. Probably can't say what we really think about Chelsea fans on this pod.
Yeah.
But you ain't got to worry about them. Sir, it's like.
No, I'm just saying. It's just like you get into the trenches with these Chelsea fans.
So they go low, we go high, mate. Just let them have it. It's like they're banter club, bro. It's like banter club for like guys that live with their mother. Like
no, but
walk
it's
on.
just to me, it's the the hubris with the Havertz and the Werner missed open net against Liverpool. You got smoked. He's like talking smack about beating the worst team in the championship, and then I'm like, you got smoked by Liverpool. You beat Liverpool, all right. I'm listening. It's
also
like
what'd you
easy.
do? What'd you do before your Russian owner showed up? It's like, what's this club built on? At least our club has so much history ingrained in it before the Glazers showed up and trying to ruin it all. So I think that's important. It's like important what you did before the 21st century. That is valid. I went on to United, whatever. What do they call it? Not United is Blue. London is Blue podcast. And they're like, what is in the last 10 years? That's all they think about. They only think about since Abramovich showed up. Good luck.
Hey, love a good hate Chelsea rant. Chelsea scum.
Hate them.
All the money you took from the big Russian cooks.
You'll never win 3 in a row.
Not the big Russian cook, the big Russian crook, sir. But as always, it's been a real podcast. Appreciate everyone who downloads and listens. Onwards and upwards. Brighton on Wednesday. We'll get a pod out midweek, sir. As always,
Kicking a blue.